Yep. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, that'll be a good idea for me to do first. Okay, so Canada. It's raining, so those braking zones are going to be
Intermediates.
intermediates. First thing that comes up to me are the braking zones. There are one, two, three, four, five heavy braking zones from what I can count, like heavy ones. So some mistakes are on offer, I think, just for people not really having their car dialed in yet. And just because of the practice that people do, I don't think many people would have done wet practice at all. But only being intermediate, they'd be thankful that it's not completely wet.
Indeed. This is kind of manageable conditions in terms of tyre, in terms of grip. There's still a fair amount of grip, unlike with full wets, where it feels like there's a polar opposite difference in intermediates and full wets.
So Sira's the first out.
Yep, I'll get on board with him just now if I can find him. Yep, there he is.
Yeah. So loads of people are actually more people are coming out now, so I think they were just making some small adjustments. Sira comes out much sooner than everyone else, so he's just going to gun it. We'll probably see people doing more than one flying lap on a set of tyres, because just how they are, inters and wets last much longer than any of the dry compounds do. But then again, Canada's got quite high battery usage because of the really long straights it's got.
Indeed. But the only thing with the battery usage in terms of using the ERS, that if you use higher engine modes or higher ERS modes in the wet, doesn't that tend to lead to more wheel spin if you're using the wrong ERS mode at the wrong time?
Well, then again, it depends. If you like sort of alter your loud pedal and your foot to how much battery you're putting out, you can get away with it quite well, and you can actually make it work for you pretty well as well.
Yep.
But
so Sarah's going to be the first one to set his lap time.
So if people are going to do, if people are going to do more than one flying lap, they probably won't do them in a row. They'll probably do one cool off so they can recharge their ERS again and then go again. Because obviously they will have heated up their tyres by then as well, which for the wet tyres is much harder to do. Or Sira brushes a wall.
Yep, he's heading through towards the end of the first sector now. Doing a lot of locking up, although that could just be the quickest way to actually get the car stopped for the corner. So, how much... There's a massive time difference obviously between if this was slick conditions and if this was the conditions we have here. What would you say is the time difference in terms of overall time?
Well, I'm not too sure. I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but it's quite a short track, Canada, so I would have thought probably around 10 seconds difference, if that, because there's not, most of it's straight as well, so there's only a couple of corners where it's going to make a massive difference, and there aren't really any fast corners.
I would say one of these
either.
The corner Sarah's coming up to now, I'd say.
But the first time, we'll have no idea what that means. They'll all just post it, and then once you get 4 or 5 times, you get a proper, I can already see that that's a pretty good time. On 17.9. Around, 7 seconds slower than the average time trial time, I think that goes for. In the inters, that is not bad at all. So we're just waiting for somebody else to set the lap, because obviously Sira went out a lot earlier than everyone else did.
Yep, I'm on board with Tom, who's currently coming around the middle. KJ's gone P2. That's a quick time from Sarah, considering the fact KJ Gamer, who's also a very quick driver, is about 3 or 4 tenths off of that time.
Oh,
Urban Unicorn, showing he was actually quite good. I don't remember. I think I remember we had wet conditions either for round 1 or round 2, and he proved himself in those conditions as well. As Tom goes quickest now, one of the many Toms.
Although when you think about it, times logically will be falling because of the amount of cars that we've got running over that dry line. That line's going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. So if the rain stays like this, then from what I can work out, the last person to set their time will have the best track conditions to do so. So don't be surprised if the last time is the quickest time.
Yep, track evolution. Would you say track evolution is more in the wet than in the dry? In terms of the lap, in terms of what you can get, Sarah goes quickest once again.
Yeah. Key mirror.
Key mirror then,
flat.
actually.
So yeah, we can see that track evolution kicking in already. Sarah did do 2 laps in a row, contrary to what I thought was going to happen. And he went 5/10 quicker pretty much immediately. So yeah, you can see that line is getting drier, even though the rain is still there.
I wonder if it's wet for the full session or if we're going to see dries at any point in this session, because I don't see a lot of rain actually coming down. So maybe changeable conditions, sort of Canada a la 2020, sort of Alasing to Canada 2011.
Possibly, but then again, the amount of people that are out and the amount of people that are setting laps, I don't think that it will be becoming dry, because if it would be becoming dry, then most people will just wait in the garage until it did. So, again, with lockups as well, I don't think it matters nearly as much in the wet as it does the dry, because obviously your braking distance is longer, so you have more time to recover from it, because Snipes gets a big slide on there in the Williams. And more time to recover from it, and plus the fact that you've got less grip anyway. Syrah goes even quicker again, so he's improved by his original time.
Key mirrors again as well.
Still a solid 4/10 ahead of him. Snipes all over the place at the moment through that chicane. Ken Block would have been proud of that.
I will say, I'm noticing a lot of array of different techniques, even in wet conditions. Oh, as Key Mirror hits the wall there, heading through towards in Sector 1. I think he got away with it, but I'm noticing an array of different techniques in terms of the drivers some drivers are really abusing the sort of the maximum you can get out of the car in terms of the rev limiter, and some of them are using less of the rev limiter. Is that not? Would you say that's not a risk, especially if you don't run traction control, etc.? Maybe spinning up the rears and spinning out.
On downshift, I'd say you want to hit that limiter on a downshift so you can get engine braking as well. But I will say another thing: it has stopped raining, so we could see slicks by the end of this qualifying.
Yep. Indeed. The question is, will anyone, I wonder, go for the alternate strategy, or do you think that everyone's going to go for the same idea in terms of strategies? Key Mirror does indeed come back in.
So these times are more muted than they otherwise would be if it was a full session, because we're going to see some people come out on the dries, I think, quite soon, because we've got 17 cars. It's quite a full grid today. I'll figure out which cars we're missing in a minute. But yeah, with all those cars running across that dry line constantly, it's going to make the dry line dry quite quickly. But then again, you've got to be careful on those dries to just stay online. And we might see a couple of instances when we see a bit of a getting out the way issues, because no one's going to want to go on to that wet stuff. So people that are getting overtaken are probably going to just sit on the dry line and force those on a lap to overtake them going on to the wet stuff. So yeah, we could see a few unhappy faces soon.
Yep, Preston Evans has popped himself in a P3. I've just spotted out of corner eyes watching KJ Gamer go round. While we're watching KJ Gamer go round his first lap, a few of the driver changes since round 2 at Mexico. We have a couple of new faces, obviously, of new faces in here. We have Killer Snipes, who has come in for this round. Not sure how long he'll actually be in for. His KG Gamer is actually backed out of his lap.
So I think yeah, go on.
Killer Snipes is new. Yep, Killer Snipes is new to our FORL. And I'm fairly sure the other one is Price Tag 71. With the other big one in the I would say for potential for championship is Bacon Yum, no longer in the championship due to other commitments.
Mike Dillon getting a big slide on there, coming through through just the chicane just before you start Sector 3, so we can interrupt. I've also worked out the cars we are missing. We are missing a Renault, a McLaren, and a Mercedes.
We have 2 McLarens, don't we? Or was...
No, there is only one there. ADT Kowalski.
I know. Yep, changed his name as well, so yeah.
At least he kept the second part of his name, so he can still tell that he's DRS enabled. So once we see that notification, we know that the dries are quicker, and they've just hit that crossover point.
Yep, 3 people have just gone out, and they've gone out on the Hypersoft tyres.
Hypersoft tyres, that's brave. The Sauber of Top Tom's gone out on the super soft tyres.
Tom,
So,
1,
we're gonna see
2,
a
3
few
is coming
varying
in a lot of
strategies.
traffic, I would say. A lot of traffic.
Although, yeah, in these wet conditions, I'd say the gap between the dry tyres are magnified. You're going to be a couple seconds quicker on a set of those hypers than a harder compound.
Yep, because the tyre compounds for this round would be the Hyper Softs, the Ultra Softs, and the Super Softs.
Yeah.
And it's either a one stop or a two stop. If you start, if it's
depends
two
what
stop,
tyres
if you
you
start
start
on
on.
Hyper Softs, I'm gonna guess from the Hyper Softs it's a two stop.
Yeah.
But if it's if you can one stop from the Ultras to the Supers, unless some of the drivers are very good and can actually make the Hypers last and go on to the Super Softs, but it's going to be a very long stint in the Supers.
Yeah. You tend to see that the harder the compounds are, the easier it is to do a one-stop. So say around Silverstone, it's pretty easy to make a one-stop work with the softest tyre. Around here, when you've got the Hypersoft tyres, if you go for a Hypersoft run, you're pretty much commanding yourself to do a two-stop in the race. And I think the reason people are saying, oh, well, you didn't really point out, if you're on the Hypersofts, I know which tyre they're going to be on. Then again, in 2018, a couple of races were quite weird in that sense, because there was a couple of races where they sort of jumped a compound. Like you had China, they had the Ultra Softs, Softs and Mediums, they missed out the Super Softs. In Singapore, they had the Ultra Softs, Ultras and Softs. So every now and again, you get them missing a compound. Still haven't worked out why that is, but that's why we feel the need to clarify that sometimes.
True.
Oh, KJ hit the wall.
Yep, is he I think he might have damaged it. Yep,
And
he's carried straight on. Interesting line.
Wow, wait. This is Canada in under a minute
what is-
challenge.
Sorry, KJ, that might have been caught on stream.
Should have hit the wall then.
Yep, unfortunately. No, some people aren't human.
There you go.
People are human after all. Those times are only going to get quicker, just awareness of that one as well. Because of the fact that, bear in mind, the track's just going to, the evolution now is going to be even more exaggerated.
Yeah. Everyone, I'm actually really surprised the tyre choices people have gone. Everyone's gone Hypersoft apart from Benzilla, who's gone Super, Dylan, who's gone Ultra, and Tom, who's also gone Super.
Yep, interesting.
So maybe the wear isn't as bad as I thought it was around Canada.
I mean, if you're good enough in tyre wear, honestly, I think you can make it work in terms of tyres.
Yeah, because you've got to also be careful around Canada, because there are, as well as a lot of heavy braking zones. That means, well, just by process of just correlations, there's gonna be a lot of heavy accelerating zones as well. So keeping those rears cool is going to be vital.
Yep.
I think.
Oh,
actually, no. Benzilla ditches the supers for a set of hypers, so that makes it only 2 cars that are going on the different compound. I'm gonna look through now, see who's on the lap.
No, I'm on board with Eke at the moment. Just coming through the final sector, coming towards the Wall of Champions. Wondering how many people will end up hitting this wall at some point throughout the race as Eke comes into the pits.
I mean, Canada is half track, half street circuit, so the walls are pretty close, but not as close. Price tag. Wow, Jesus, a 110 flat. That is. Now we know the track is completely bone dry.
We expect, what do we think, another 3 seconds off those times, perhaps? With the drying track?
That's, I think the best time trial time is like a 108 something, so I don't think we'll see 107s, but...
Nope, Presto Evans.
Oh, maybe it is a 107, never mind. So Presto Evans are 108.6, so yeah, the track is completely bone dry now. Those are time trial levels of time.
Oh. Yep.
Price tag is on a lap, though.
Backed out. Yep, I'll go and get back on board with him.
He's got extremely low amounts of battery. And he's just about to come onto the straight, so... I don't know if this is going to be improved or not. Probably not. He is going to start just automatically harvesting miles before the finish line. He has no battery left.
He's backed out.
Okay then. Wow, okay.
It's just the pit lane slow down.
Mm. The only one on a lap at the moment is Presto Evans, who's going to go quicker on those hypers, but again, he's got to be careful. He is going to start the race on these, and
I think
from what we've seen...
on ERS mode 0, from last time I checked, or is he on anything other than ERS mode 0? No, he's on 4 actually, so just stick on board. No, he's just come in the pits.
Yeah, so I think he knows that lap wasn't going to be quicker, or he just wanted to save him a little bit.
Interestingly, we have the 2 Red Bulls near each other on track. So I'm wondering if one of them is actually going to give the other one a slipstream at some point. I don't know what they're actually doing here, interestingly enough.
He is backing off, so maybe... What tyres is Benzilla? I think he's on hypers, so that's left one person on a different set of tyres, which is Kowalski, although I think had already set his time on the... Yes, he did. So, the ones who have set their times on dry tyres are up to the top 10, and of those top 10, Mighty Dylan and Top Tom haven't gone for the hypers. Everybody else who's set a time in the dry has gone for the hypers. A lot of people still got their time lingering on the inters, but that's just because they got an invalidated lap, or they just backed out of it.
Indeed so. The one other thing to be careful of, I don't think we really talked about yet, is corner cutting and track extending, which is very easy to do around here, and I expect to see a fairly high amount of penalties in terms of this actual race due to this reasoning. And it's going to be, I think the rest of the race might be won on the fewer penalties you get, the more chance you'll have.
Yeah, I think the corner, pretty much definitely the corner that will catch people out the most is the Hall of Champions chicane, because there used to be just mountainous curbs on that corner, and now they've decided to make them disappear. So people cut that corner a lot more than they probably should do now. Benzilla 1076. So yeah, you were right. I was just being an idiot. So will we see times faster than that? I have a feeling we will do. Anyone going to break into one of the 60s?
I wonder. I mean, we actually haven't seen Sarah come back out yet, in terms of a banging lap from Sarah yet.
He is on one.
I'm wondering if he's waiting for... He is on one, or where he is, because he was the pole sitter from last round in Mexico when he came in. And
3 seconds
he
up
dominated
on his
in
old
Mexico.
best.
Oh, Infamous goes P2.
That's probably going to be his last lap. So Benzilla did put a mighty lap in that Red Bull. What's Sira's lap time going to be like when he finishes Sector 2? It's going to be... It's still telling me his own down.
He's 6 seconds
up. No
up.
idea. He's 6 seconds up on his own.
Yep. Big lock up into that chicane though. As Infamous has
he's going to get a second.
He's done. Yep. I think there's going to be improvements though. I don't know if he'll be safe in second.
So Benzilla really did put in some lap in that Red Bull. Quite a finish.
Sarah to the line.
Sarah takes a short run up to the line.
It's only 4th.
The time's being traded all over the place. I'm going to look for the laps now.
Kowalski's gone P2.
Snipes. Kowalski P2 on the ultra soft as well. Only a 10th down on Benzilla. He's probably got my lap of qualifying so far.
Urban Unicorn coming through to complete his lap.
Nola ported, so he's going to start maximum P16, but he's going to get all of his drives are going to be fresh. So now there's only 4 people left to set a lap. Tom Battlers, KJ Gamer, Mighty Dylan,
P5, I think.
3 people. Yep, P5 for Tom Battlers.
Here comes Tom Battlers to the final corner.
About to come across the line as well.
Conception.
He's going to be the last person to set a lap. 5th place.
He's 3 tenths, 108.1. That was a mighty lap from Benzilla there, and that's pretty much qualifying done.
Although, I think my lap of qualifying has to go to Kowalski. It was only a 10th down on a harder set of tyres as well, so I think he's going to be the one to look out for most in the race. And he's also going to have the inside line into turn 1.
Yeah, good spot that actually. Because is it better to be on the inside or the outside for this track? Anyway, I'll run through the grid order. Benzilla takes pole by less than 1/10 from ADT Kowalski. Infamous in P3 with Urban Unicorn P4, and it is Tom Battlers on top. Tom, the two Toms in that row. Sarah only down in P7. That's quite a shocker from Mexico last week. Mighty Dillon P8. Presto Evans P9. AK in 10th. Jam Pancakes with first free choice of tyres. Price Tag, who initially set the pace, in P12. Tom123, Key Mirror, KJ Gamer, NW No, and Killer Snipes rounds off the grid. I don't think they got. I think they had invalid laps a lot outside the top 10 because you'd expect them to be quicker. The drivers outside there to be quicker than they were. So I'm thinking they must have had issues with the track, and I'm wondering if the reason people did runs on the hypers is because of the fact that it's actually raining again, or it might rain. Because look at that sky.
So it is still raining then. So that explains why a lot of people completed their lap on the hypers. And those people that did do their lap on a harder tyre just didn't look at the weather. So maybe that shows that Kowalski could have got pole if he went on a harder tyre. Softer tyre, sorry. So, yeah. So that's unlucky for him, but he still got the inside line in turn 1. 2, sorry. So
it'll be interesting to see how it happens here then. Who do we reckon is going to... Because obviously Sarah, who won last round, is away down in 7th, and at points, this track I feel is a little bit difficult to overtake on. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I wonder what is going to happen.
It is intermediates indeed.
Maybe we're going to see the same sequence of weather that we saw in qualifying. It's going to dry up as we go through the race, but if it isn't, we're going to have quite a race. Because we're just going to see
the intermediates don't last
absolutely everywhere.
Yep, the intermediates don't last as long as the wets. You can do almost an entire 50% race distance on a set of wets. They'll be dead by the end, but you can do a full 50% race distance. The intermediates you do have to pit.
Yeah, Inters you're obliged to stop. But I remember in the 2000s particularly, sometimes you didn't even have to pit slicks because you could wear down the wets so much that they were a slick. So you could just keep running on those. It was very strange.
How they used to do it, I suppose. Yeah.
Don't offer that.
Yeah, well, if we know Pirelli, they'd probably screw something up if they tried to do that.
I think we do you've got the sort of gullies along the tyres to sort of drain the water away. Beneath where the gully is, because the contact of the tyre is only on the bit, it's not in the valleys obviously, it's just on top of the tyre. So when the valleys start to touch, the bottom of the valleys start to touch track, you're basically just running the carcass. So you couldn't do that anyway.
Indeed so.
If that makes any sense at all, which probably doesn't.
So, as we come towards the end of the formation lap, who do we think is going to actually prevail in terms of potentially winning this race? Do you think that Benzeli can hold on there? Do you think he has the pace in the wet?
Possibly. If I remember correctly, he has had pretty good pace in the wet before. He did quite a quick formation lap as well.
Yep, short track length, I suppose. That kind of aids to that, I would say.
Tom, I've also just realised is running 53 Sauber, which is exactly the combo I've got in a different league. So yeah, that's a bit weird.
Anyway, I will give you the honours of the race start.
Okay, here we go. I love this bit. Who doesn't? Good race start. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and it goes out now. So I think Benzeli gets a mighty getaway off the start. He's not even going to need to cover off the McLaren. The Mercedes might be looking down the inside of the McLaren, and he does a little bit. He has to peak, but doesn't commit to it enough. That was battling away with the Toro Rosso behind him. Albert gets the inside line, gets out of the Toro Rosso. That's how it should be done off the start. I'm not seeing any incidents, but there is yellow flags. There's a Williams, a Haas, and a Toro Rosso right
That'll be
at the
Jam
back of the field
Pancakes, who's
now.
had an incident further back.
Looking through the field, apart from that, I think we've got a pretty clean start. I'm not seeing any other major bits of carbon fibre anywhere. There's a Williams looking at Force India. KJ Gamer had a pretty good start, up into P12, 3 positions off start already. I think that maybe was caused by somebody going straight on at turn 2, maybe. I'm not too sure, but the KJ Gamer is trying to defend from the Ferrari at the moment, down in P12. I think he manages to cover it off pretty nicely. So looking up, there's a Renault defending from a Haas as well.
Ooh. Bit of contact for KJ in the back of Syrah. He got
Syrah
away
didn't
with
get
it
the
though.
best start there. The other Red Bull, if someone
He's down to P11
getting past mighty
from
Dylan.
P7 on the grid. Oh, he went. KJ came round the outside there. Nice sweeping move, I must say. Then we have Eke, Mighty Dylan, and Tom123 who's... I just saw a bit of front wing there as we went down the straight, or what looked like a bit of front wing, so I think someone's had an issue.
So, the order after one lap is Benzilla, Clancy, Infamous, Unicorn, Battlers, Top Tom, Tom123, two Toms together, Mike Dylan, Eke, KJ Gamer are the top 10. KJ Gamer getting a pretty good start out of them. See who gets the Supercharge award after this lap. Tom123 for the win, getting the best start of anybody so far, up 6, so that would be from P13. Don't think he actually set
Syrah has had
in
to
qualifying. Benzilla gets a big moment there, coming through the fast right-hander into the chicane.
Yep. He's pulling away though from Kowalski. I don't think Kowalski has the pace in the wet. And Infamous does look like he has the pace. Also, one other thing that we didn't actually think about here was I wonder how many of the drivers will have underfueled the car, because you don't have to use as much fuel in the wet as you would in the dry, and it makes the car lighter for when it actually comes to it. So KJ Gamer is actually up another place right there. And I think, yep, he's side by side with Presto Evans in the Ferrari and Eke in the Renault, and I think he's going to try and go around the inside, not quite on board with the Force India drivers. He goes down towards the end of the middle set into the final sequence of corners, including the Wall of Champions. He's going to go down the inside. I don't think Eke's going to fight this all too much. Indeed, he doesn't, and KJ Gamer is through into P8, P9 rather. And
I think
Presto
Benzilla
and Price Tag have both had to pit as well.
Benzilla's got a bit of an unstable end on the rear of that Red Bull, so I think there's just a bit of uncertainty around his car at the moment. I think he's just got rather cold rear tyres at the moment. A bit more of that and he should warm up and then he should be all good. I can't give the Supercharge award yet because there's 3 people up 6 positions. The 3 people that had the incident at the start, you can see are 4 people actually, with Jam Pancakes, BSR, Syrah, Presto Evans and Price Tag. So Syrah probably, the reason he fell down, he maybe lost a bit of front wing at the start, is my prediction for what happened.
Well, he was side, but I think he may have got some contact at some point. Kowalski did have a bit of a moment heading through the sweeping left-hander, heading down towards the end of Sector 2, so he's in trouble now from Infamous, heading down towards the final sequence corners once again. And he's going to have to defend the inside line to a point, but I think he's not close enough. And in these conditions, it's not really worth going for risky moves, as Urban Unicorn picked up, I think, the first time penalty of the race. Very easy to do that.
Benzilla does get the fastest lap of the race. He's 1.8 ahead of Benzilla of Kowalski at the moment, but he gets his fastest lap instantly taken away by KJ Gamer. Only managed to 119 so far, so he's got the pace at the moment over everybody else. It explains why he's also made up all those positions. People still up P3, people still up 6 positions. I still can't give the Supercharge award as of yet.
I'm feeling Syrah on his new set of intermediates. Yep.
So, of course, he's got no traffic around him at the moment. He's got a fresh set of inters. He's probably running rich, and all the overtake modes he's got. Wouldn't be surprised.
From Battler.
Oh, KJ caught the wall there, going into the right-left chicane at the end of Sector 2.
Oh, interesting! Urban Unicorn, that's an interesting place to go for a move. Especially in these conditions, he did just manage to avoid it. Infamous just left him just the minimal amount of space he had to leave there. But he's going to have the better line. Infamous goes defensive, takes the defensive line into the final corner, into the final sequence corners. Oh, he's going to have to cut it. He's going to position Tom Battlers as well, I think. I don't think he'll be fully happy. I don't think the Urban Unicorn will be pleased with Infamous for that one, because he didn't really get left a lot of space. They're side by side, and it's the other.
Yeah, sorry. I shouldn't interrupt, but he does also lose a place.
Does have his teammate behind him. Yep.
People getting
so
really
what's your
time
view if we're looking at that
as well.
Yep. There's a fair few of them now popping up. As I say, it's all about just not picking up penalties. And I wonder what's going to happen here with the two Saubers now, because we have Top Tom, who's now on the back of his teammate. And I wonder actually if the Urban Unicorn is going to try and re-go for the move on Tom Battler's. Although I think Urban Unicorn won't be all too pleased with what happened, as Preston Evans picks up a 10 penalty as well. Looks like the gaps at the actual front two. Oh, that's a bit of a tap from Urban Unicorn. That's a big mistake though when the back end slides out for Unicorn there, and he's going to be under pressure from his teammate, as well as having to try and overtake Tom Battler's. As well, is he going to be able to do anything into this final corner and the Wall of Champions? No, he is not. Tom Battler's is wide though. Can the Sauber do anything on the Toro Rosso? No, he cannot, but it looks like Top Tom is down the inside of his teammate. Oh, there's contact from behind from Tom123. I think he was trying to go for a move and the door just got shut there.
I think another thing I just want to point out, it has also stopped raining, so we're going to see the same sequence of events here than we did in qualifying. It's just a question of how quickly is this track going to dry out. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty quick, because then again we have still got 17 runners. Everybody's still running in wet conditions after 6 laps. So yeah, props to you guys for that. But yeah, that battle was very tight.
Racecraft there. Yeah.
Urban Unicorn down, well, he's almost a third, so technically he's down 3 at the moment from where he wanted to be. Infamous didn't give him that much room into the chicane. But then again, I've never seen 2 cars run side by side through the chicane and it ended well. So if I was Urban Unicorn, I would have just come back out of it and just let Infamous just
tried to go for the cut back.
Yeah, but sort of I think now it's more. Infamous didn't really have anything to do. I mean, he's not going to concede and let him go around the outside. That would just open him up to battlers behind. But so yeah, I think it looks like Infamous' fault, but I'd probably go more for Urban Unicorn putting in his car in place that it shouldn't really have been. Just because of the nature of the narrowness of that chicane. Yeah, so I'm going.
Sorry to interrupt. We had we've got Killer Snipes trying to go for a move on Eke for the final points position. Into turn 1, he's down the inside. Eke leaves him the space. He's still round the outside though. He's not going to be able to do anything though. As here comes, nope, he's not able to do anything on the Renault driver there. We also have Key Mirror as well. He's trying to go for a move, and the other Renault, the other Williams on NW No.
Yeah, I'll just point out another thing, because Benzilla made a mistake somewhere, because Kowalski is 4/10 behind the Red Bull now. Or has he just been slowly creeping back down, and we haven't really noticed? But I wouldn't be surprised if McLaren goes for a move soon. We may wait until the pit stop phases. Because I think we will, whatever happens. Yeah, because at the moment, DRS is inactivated. I'm surprised you've seen so many move attempts so far, because obviously we haven't had DRS. They've had to rely completely on slipstream, and Canada is not easy to overtake on anyway. So yeah, Kowalski gets 3 seconds. That was harsh from the game, I think.
I think in the wet, to do that, unfortunately.
In the wet, this game, you think it would be more lenient if you'd be wishing something a bit convenient. Kowalski almost shoving the Red Bull through the corners now.
Yep, and Killer Snipes has cleared Eke in the Renault. As Sarah once again sets the fastest lap. So he's proving he's got the pace, it's just the consistency looks like it wasn't there for him.
Oh, Benzilla makes a little run through the grass, but he had a better exit initially, so I don't think McLaren's going to be able to challenge him into the second chicane. But then again, it's not an overtaking place anyway. There is a DRS zone going in. There, of course, we haven't got it at the moment. 3 DRS zones around Canada, 2 back straights, 1 on the main straight.
Yep.
And there's only 2 DRS detection zones though, so they're going to have to keep that in mind.
Indeed so. Well, actually, is there not just 1 detection zone where it runs here and whoever's in front gets the DRS for the next zone as well?
Oh, Kowalski, Benzilla goes defensive, Kowalski goes down the inside into the Wall of Champions chicane. Benzilla does hang it around the outside. What a defending move that was.
I think he's left the inside wide open though.
As a result of that though, of that brilliant defensive move, he hasn't really thought about turn 2. As Kowalski goes through turn 2, forces Benzilla so very wide. Benzilla comes back onto the track.
That was interesting. He did run him a tiny bit out of road. This is going to help Infamous, by the way, as well, to note behind. Who is bringing with him... he's bringing Top Tom and Urban Unicorn with him, I think.
Yeah.
No, Battlers and Top Tom, Unicorn. So
2 of the Toms.
4 back. Oh. There's 2 places being swapped right there, if I can get to it.
Yeah, the track
there's contact!
Oh, that's no. First
NWO has been crushed into the wall, and Key Mirror has no front wing. Oh dear.
Oh, we did have both Mercedes then. Never mind. That's
unfortunate.
So what are we missing?
And Top Tom has gone for a move on...
Oh, missing Force India.
Top Tom and Tom Battlers, the 2 Toms, going side by side, just about. Just leaving enough room. Tom Battlers is trying to go to the inside, but Top Tom is not letting him have it.
Infamous pits, by the way, which is interesting. So obviously that
Infamous
track
Unicorn
is drying. That line.
1, 2, 3. Ball pit. Oh, I think Urban Unicorn might have got a stop go from the looks of it, because was that a 5-second stop go I saw for Urban Unicorn? I wonder. Can you come check that quickly? Because I saw something like that.
All right. I'll also confirm while I'm doing that is, I've got to say it earlier, but I think Killer Snipes did get the Supercharge Award by the end of that. So good job to him. There's so many incidents. Jesus Christ. So what did you want to say?
I'm just wondering if Urban Unicorn picked up an actual
speeding in the pit lane. Yes, he did.
Stop goal. He did indeed. Did he serve that in the pit stops, or is it still unserved?
I don't think you serve it on the one that you come in for. I think if you pit again, then you serve it. And if you don't pit again, it just gets added onto your race time. It's definitely time to box.
Interesting to note. Yep. DRS has been enabled, just so you know. Right, so the mix of tires that people have gone for that have already pit. Infamous has pit and gone onto the Ultra Softs. Urban Unicorn went onto the Super Softs as the KG Gamer. Behind him on the Ultra Softs, both of them, was Mighty Dylan and Tom123. Eke went onto the Supers, and Key Mirror and Price Tag went onto the Ultra Softs.
We're going to have to look at the McLaren of Kowalski and the Mercedes of Infamous. Kowalski just coming out the pit lane now, but there's the Mercedes of Infamous. This is going to be tight. Who's going to come out?
Remember how
just the McLaren of
he's
Kowalski.
He's more than a little bit out in front there.
A 1.5 second lead about. Yes, I think that's right. But he does come out ahead of Benzilla. Everybody is on the Ultra Softs now, I believe.
Oh, Tom Battlers went to the
everyone.
Hyper Softs. Is that correct? That's a big mistake if he's done that.
Yeah, those who aren't as confident have put on Super Softs. It still says on my screen that Urban Unicorn has intermediates on. That's not right. He definitely has dry tyres on.
He has Super Softs on my
yeah.
screen.
Whatever, if you do see that glitch and the 2 tyres are different from what you see on the car and from what you see in the timing boards are the one that are correct. What you see on the car
is 2 Saubers side by side. Sorry to disturb you. The
easy work for
Top
that.
Tom comes out on top.
DRS. Major Gamer, by the way, he's up from where did he start? P16.
Somewhere along those lines,
15.
he started P16. P16, P15. He's now in P7. Good recovery,
Yeah,
and
so
he's on the hardest tyre
he started.
compound. I think he'll be going to the end. Anyone with
Yeah.
Supers Link will definitely go at the end. The Ultras maybe not so much possibly. But Tom Battlers definitely, if that's correct, he's definitely not going to be able to go at the end.
Yeah. I think if the Ultras can't go to the end, they'll do a Hypersoft dash right at the end. It'll be sort of just the opposite of what Tom Battlers is doing. He's just using his Hypers now, because he's definitely putting himself on a 2-stop. If they're very careful, Ultras can last, but then again, we are still running a damp-ish track. So, yeah, with all that sliding, I don't think Ultras will get to the end unless you are extremely delicate. Unicorn not having the best
Yeah.
time of things.
Yep, he's currently I think
Infamous
he's
isn't
in the
either.
company there, and Tom Battlers. Yep, he's up the
Benzilla.
inside, but well, the outside rather. Nope, he indeed decides to back out of that one as Killer Snipes has left the session. He did indeed crash and went into the pits again, I think, so his day is done. And this is now all in the same way this helped Sarah last week with Urban Unicorn. This is helping Kowalski pull away from Infamous, because Infamous has to constantly look in his rear view mirror rather than looking forward. So he's having to go defensive where really he doesn't want to be doing it, but he has to. If you get what I mean there.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing there.
Oh, Benzilla does seem to have the edge on Infamous at the moment. He's sticking to the back of that Merc pretty well. Benzilla's coming to his element around this track. Consistently running in
Canada
the podium spots. Yeah, apparently so. I mean, I think he did get a podium in round 1. I think he did in Spain, or was that pre-season?
Yes, that was pre-season. He got a podium in.
Yes,
he was right at the back pretty much. He started at the back of the grid in the pre-season race at Spain, and he got 3rd.
So apart from that, I don't
tripping over
really
each other.
think. Yeah, apart from that, I don't really think we've seen much of Benzilla. But around this track, he's just pestering the front runners. And if he's got DRS on Infamous, he's going to have to try and go around the outside of turn 2. Line's pretty equal.
He's not going to get a lot of space there.
Goes wide.
Oh, he's going to try and go on the outside. If he can pull it off, then fair play.
I've never seen a car hold it around the outside into turn 3. Turn 4,
I think he
goes
it
very wide.
No, I think
almost follows him. The top Tom is going to be rubbing his hands together at the sight of this. And now he's right behind the Red Bull in his Sauber.
Also to mention, this will bring Urban Unicorn into the battle as well as Tom Battlers, even though Tom Battlers will have to pit again at some point off the Hypersoft tyres. This is going to help those two catch up as well.
As a result of that battling, they lost 1.5 seconds to Kowalski. So Kowalski in a bit of a world of his own at the moment, as long as he keeps the pace, keeps it consistent, and keeps these 3, particular, almost these 4, because the Unicorn starting to catch up, so is Tom Battlers, and there's a bit of a gap then between KJ Gamer and Tom Battlers. Any one of the top 6 still could be within a shout, if maybe safety car, which I think they've upped the rate of recently. I'm seeing a lot more safety cars than I used to. Because before, the safety car was like one of those endangered species. You never saw them, ever. And when you did, you felt really lucky.
Very true. I mean, I got one yesterday for something I was racing in. But it was due to wet conditions, so it was slightly different than an incident happening.
I think also the safety cars program has come out because in this game, you also, as well as light rain and heavy rain, I'll shut up for a minute, because Infamous is going not very quick through Sector 1. Benzilla tries to go around the outside into the second chicane. Infamous pushes him off again.
He's still kept it alongside though, just about.
Benzilla, he goes off track, but keeps it side by side with him. I think he
he's gone at the outside, going into there.
Very niftily. That word, niftily, I'll go with it, niftily.
Yep, nice work.
Into the hairpin.
We head through Infamous, is going to have to better line.
Benzilla actually went through the DRS detection zone first, so he gets DRS. Infamous looks to the inside of the chicane, doesn't connect to it. Benzilla keeps that position, he goes back to P2. I think Infamous has a penalty anyway.
He has quite a few.
So, yeah,
Funnily
Benzilla's going to
enough,
have to try and get after Kowalski now.
I think Benzilla might have got the DRS detection zone because he had the DRS and not Infamous.
Yeah. I think the DRS detection is, you know, the bridge you got bridge you go under on the run towards turn, well, a hairpin.
Indeed, yeah, the bridge underneath.
I think it's there. I think that's where the detection zone is. So we'll find out now. We'll go on board with Benzilla. Actually, we'll go on board with Kowalski, see where the detection zone is. We'll see a line on the track. There it is. It's very early, actually. It's a lot earlier than I thought it would be.
I like how we've come to that point where this field's a little bit all the action. Well, we have I think that's all of that's second and third, all the way down to about seventh or eighth. maybe 6th you can see in that shot right there. Yeah, if you look at the wide shot as you head down towards the last corner. Infamous once again. Challenging.
Bender is going to start to pull away now. Even with DRS, Infamous was still around 5/10 behind the Red Bull. And the Red Bull not really catching the McLaren at any sort of rate. But it started raining again.
Interesting.
So maybe we are going to have to.
So we're going to go wet, dry, wet then.
Oof, Benzilla. That was a big bit of oversteer. Well saved. Oh, Infamous clonked the wall. Open himself up to the Sauber behind.
Try to see if there's any wing damage there. Doesn't look like there is. Looks like he's still got all the cascade elements there. It'll be interesting to see with the new game what the new simpler cascade elements or lack thereof actually look like.
Because with the new wings, because of the lack of sort of turning vanes and little intricate designs, damaging the wing won't be as much of a hurry
I'll have it later.
Rush to get fixed, because if you get damaged, likely it's only going to be like a pane or one sort of slide of the carbon. So you might see them carrying on with damaged wings in the future.
Yep. We while you were saying that, I was on board with Tom123 and KG Gamer, who were going side by side down the DRS, the first of the two DRS zones of this track, on this game at least. I think that Tom has indeed got the better of the Force India driver KG Gamer.
So KJ sort of shot himself in the foot by going for the super softs, because, well, judging by what I'm seeing, we are going to go back onto the Inter, so there wasn't really any need to go on the supers. You probably could have got away with the hypers, as I think who went on the hypers, gone backwards. I think you might have gotten away with that.
Yep, the get out of jail free card, as they say if you're playing Monopoly. Oh
yeah, a lot of rain. There's some Drax getting wet very quickly. This lap is the lap you come in then. DRS disabled. Browski's come in.
Come back in again. Yep,
Benzilla's come in, gets to slow down nicely. Top Tom comes in. Top Tom got past Infamous, so Infamous has obviously made a mistake somewhere.
He had Tom Battles just sped in the pit lane, so is KG Gamer. I've just realised that because the Urban Unicorn had an incident of where he sped in the pit lane before, he's going to have an incident where he's going to get held up even more alongside what happened, alongside waiting for his teammate to actually go out. So he's going to have to wait and serve his stop go, as EK also gets a 5-second stop go. Very easy to actually do around here.
Yeah, Pancakes has got one as well.
And Tom123 went to the pits ahead of KG Gamer and has come back out of the pits behind him.
Yeah, I think everyone pitting at the same time has held a lot of people up and given certain people advantages over them. So, a bit hectic, everybody pitting on a single lap, but yeah, it's worked out for some people, not worked out for the others, and yeah, that's just how it goes in Formula 1 and motorsport in general.
Indeed, yeah. It's all about undercuts and overcuts, really. Kind of getting the better than what your opponent has. And in this case, I think KJ Gamer's actually managed to pull that off, and it's quite a good drive so far from KJ Gamer, as Tom's trying to slide his way up the inside there. KJ Gamer managing to hold it, almost could have lost it, and KJ Gamer's going to have to hold it again, but there's going to be no DRS to help Tom123 here. They head down the straight. Who's it going to be? The Force India? It's just going to be the Force India that just holds it, but if Tom can get a decent exit coming out of here, he might be able to do something in turn 1. No, he is not. He's not going to be close enough, I do not think. No, he is not.
I'm actually trying to monitor the gaps between some of the top drivers, because it has evened out a bit now. Benzilla is, albeit very, very slowly, catching Kowalski. He was 5.7 seconds behind before, and in about 4 laps, he's caught up by around 1.7. 1.2 to 1.7. It sort of varies depending on which sector you're going through. He seems to be a lot quicker through the first sector and the third sector. He seems to lose it a bit in the second sector as a result of that sort of pesky understeer that we saw him getting earlier. He's just not getting that front end in as he may have wanted to.
He also probably you said he got wing damage, so I wonder if he had to come in when he came for the pits. I wonder if he had to pit for wing damage as well.
I think he may have lost a few more places if that was the case, because everyone came in at once. Wing change is about another extra 6 seconds.
That is true, actually. So I wonder if he got away with it, or he decided not to change it, if he did have any. The only thing is, he's picking up a lot of penalties, though.
My tyres are really glitching. I mean, GSR Sierra, according to my screen, is overtaking somebody on a set of ultra soft tyres, which just isn't true. Oh,
they're side by side. Interesting place to make a move, I must say. He is glitching a little bit from me, but I think they're both in intermediates for my end, so I think that's what's probably the most important in terms of the stream. So
yeah, there's not that many battles going on at the moment, if we're honest, because everyone's sort of got a 2-3 second gap between each other. Mighty Dylan is close to Sierra, but Sierra just made that pass, which we just saw. Yellow sector.
Oh, there goes price tag from the race. That's unfortunate for him right there. And
figure out where that
you'll have to come back for next round. Yep. We'll have Killer Snipes is actually in the race. That's just his ghost car, but you might be able to see what it is from there. I'll keep an eye on the battle between...
Oh, it was World Champions.
World Champions. Virtual safety car.
The virtual safety car nowhere near as major as a normal safety car. A normal safety car bats everyone up.
That would actually... Honestly, I would have said that would have been better, to be honest, if it'd been an actual safety car.
Yeah. They wouldn't have... I think it would just bunch everyone up. No one would have really felt the need to pit. Everyone's so close together. If you did pit, you would have lost out quite heavily. Because intermediate tyres at the moment will probably be max 5% worn. So there's literally no need to pit now. This VSC is just going to give everyone a 30-40 second breather and then we'll go again. Gaps will stay the same. Benzilla, by the way, has lost out a bit more to Kowalski. Either that or he's just gone a bit slower under the safety car.
Indeed, his Jam Pancakes is actually pit from
He's got nothing to lose.
So I think he's got to... I wonder if he's gone back onto intermediates or if he's got... Yep, he's gone back onto intermediates. So I don't think we're going to see any more changes in terms of the weather. I think we're just going to stick at intermediate conditions for the moment being. Interesting to note though, I think Tom Battlers was a little slow in their virtual safety car because that gap was over a second to KJ Gamers. KJ Gamer kind of massively runs runs off as Tom 123 is trying to go round the outside. Interesting if he can pull that off. He's going to get a great pull from the corner, and I think he's actually going to pull it off. He has.
Oof. KJ almost ran into the back of him then. He's so close to the back of him. He's not giving him any room.
I think that's wise from KJ to back out there, to be honest, because I think he could have easily lost his front wing or even a tyre there if he wasn't careful.
Into turn 2, I don't think we're going to see any more moves from that. Tom 1-2, whoa, that was a bit of lag. I thought KJ just forgot to steer.
No. I think it's just
I saw us start to spear off to the left into turn 3. But no, it's just this game being absolutely fantastic once again.
Indeed. I mean, every league should have a Codemasters bashing section because of how terrible this game can be sometimes. But anyway,
when
that's not
this game works, it's fantastic. But it only works about 4% of the time. So most of the time you're bashing it.
Indeed. That's the big problem with that. It's just a simple matter of coders need to make servers that work. That's pretty much all they need to do. Because if they did that, they'd actually know that the community actually wants dedicated servers. So,
1, 2, 3.
Even these things even creep in to actual events, actually. Hold that thought.
Tom 1, 2, 3.
Tom Battlers and Tom 1, 2, 3. Nope. No actual move there. Kind of wise, because going down the inside there wasn't really a Formula 1 car size gap, I would say, for Tom 1, 2, 3 to go down the inside of Tom Battlers, but he's going to try and go again. Nope. He again backs out of it. The thing about Kowalski is, he's got a gap. He's out in front, but I reckon he's picked up about 9 to 12 seconds worth of penalties. If I've actually been keeping a penalty count on how much he's actually got. And that gap isn't... I don't know if Benzilla has as many penalties as what he does. So he might win the race on track, but he could lose it on penalties if he's not careful. Oh my word, that's a huge moment for Tom Battlers.
I think the reason that just happened is because, if you've now noticed, we've got heavy rain conditions. So maybe even we may see a dash for wet soon enough. This is turning into a bit. Tom 123 with a massive dive bomb gets it slowed down.
Oh, that's going to be... There was contact, I think, definitely between KJ Gamer and Tom Battlers as a result of that. Because Tom Battlers didn't know where obviously where KJ Gamer would have been at that point, even with the red outline to actually say is KJ Gamer's trying to go down the inside of Tom Battlers. He's going to lose 2 positions in 2 corners. It looks like, and KJ Gamer, they're side by side. How did they manage that? Oh! Oh my word!
Calm down,
how did you manage that without killing one another? Because that's something that very easily could have ended one of those 2 racers' race.
I'm recording that. That was... Normally, when there's front to rear contact on a straight, you're slow spin round, hit the wall, you lose tyres and your race is over. But they were wheel bagging NASCAR style down that straight. That was amazing to watch.
That was like door-to-door of BTCC racing style. But I think that's cost them both time as a result of that, because,
I thought that was going to end up like, if you go back to Canada 2011, remember when the 2 McLarens sort of squeezed each other both into the wall and Lewis ended up with rear suspension damage? I thought that's what was going to come out of that, but luckily, in the end, both drivers carrying on. KJ a bit deep there, mate.
Sorry to cut you off there. Mighty Dylan and Eke battling for the final point in the race while you have a look at that one. Mighty Eke's down the inside. He's locked up. It might... Oh my word, how did Mighty Dylan keep that side by side there? He might get the better pull out of the corner on the Renault driver. Is he going to be able to do anything? Eke defends the inside line. He leaves him just the right amount of space on the outside. Is Mighty Dylan going to try and go round the outside? We have a car in the background as well. Nope, I think Eke is just going to have it. Yep, indeed he is, but he's going to get the better exit out of the final corner. Is he going to be able to do anything with this exit? No, he's not, but he does have his teammate directly behind him of Presto Evans. So is he going to be able to do anything? No, he is not. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I don't think Benzilla is going to have an opportunity to catch up to Kowalski anytime soon, although he has been doing, because Top Tom's only 5 tenths behind him. So if he has to defend from Top Tom at any point, I think he can say goodbye to any chance of a race win. Although, Kowalski, I'm going to check how many penalties he has compared to Benzilla. Because I think Benzilla has 1, if I'm correct. I'll check that now.
1 or 2. I think.
Benzilla has 1.
I'll keep an eye on the battle for you. Yep,
Benzilla
he has
has
1. I think Kowalski has about 12.
Kowalski has 3 penalties. So at the moment...
Oh, so he's got 9. Okay, so he would win by a second.
So he's got to stay within
6
seconds of Kowalski, and he'll still come away with a win, unless he falls behind or he gets another penalty. If he gets another penalty, he'll have to rely on Kowalski getting another one as well. But he is still catching him, so this is all looking good for Benzilla at the moment. And Top Tom, I'll look at how many he's got as well. I don't think he's got many either. He's got 1. He's got 1.
Yep, so he's got 1. Interesting to note that Tom Battlers and KJ Gamer are once again trying to go at loggerheads with each other. Keep it clean this time, boys. See if you get. we don't want a near repeat of what happened last time. You two almost went side by side. I mean, the definition of contact wouldn't really have suited for what happened last time around. That would have been more.
Explosion.
That's it. Yes. That was an interesting line there from, well, not interesting line, but it's Tom Battlers tried to put down the power. The back end is very loose on that Toro Rosso.
I think, because it's Canada, obviously, with all those main, big, long straights, people aren't really going to be thinking about downforce, are they? So the rear end is probably going to be uncoupled quite a lot in most of the cars. The team that's having the best day at the moment, by quite a long way, are the Red Bulls.
Yep.
Tom.
Oh, they were side by side going into turn 1. I just came back onto that just in time. Oh my word, Benzilla. What the back end. That's Tokyo Drift right there.
Again, Ken Block would be proud of that stuff. Drifting Formula 1 car.
He would. You need to put that in your next Gymkhana montage there.
Yeah, CV RB14. Right.
Yep.
I think that's the only battle on track at the moment. We may as well stay on board with them.
There's a couple going on. We have Tom 123 in the back of Infamous, who's 7/10 back, but I don't think that's developed in 10 quite yet. There's Kowalski actually just there, as we see him go through down the back straight. He's not that far ahead.
Oh, I thought Tom 123 for the win was actually going to go straight into the back of Infamous. He is braking probably about 50 metres later than Infamous is at the moment. That was...
Yep.
I'm not sure if this more Infamous is not confident or Tom 123 for the win is super confident. But judging by from some of the dive bombs we saw from Tom earlier, I think it's the latter. We might see a move developing down here.
Yeah.
Maybe
if anything like
the
he's
turn
doing
suit, nothing.
Nope, I think he's trying to do the Daniel Ricciardo from Red Bull of lick the stamp and send it, but it's not really. He's managed to make it work on a few times, but it's not really made work fully yet on Infamous. Infamous is obviously wise to what he's doing, and he's been like, yeah, you're not having the inside. I'm not. I know what you're like. I've seen this. I've seen you try this multiple times. It's going to be once again, getting in. Which of this one will be the DRS zone on next year's game? This straight right here. They're currently going down. That'll add on to the DRS zone for that. Oh, Infamous. Interesting. He's given the inside line to Tom 123. He's going to finally send it down the inside and makes the move stick.
I think one rule
Infamous,
we can dictate between Tom 123 is don't give him the inside because he will overtake you.
Indeed so. Infamous is trying to come back at him. Nope, doesn't. Infamous is a little wiser to that than actually thinking about that. He's not able to also pull off the like the stamp and send its technique as well as Tom 123 has done. By the looks of it.
I think it's gone back to light rain as well, so they've survived that downpour, and I think they're going to be able to get to the end on these tyres.
Indeed, yes. They've all done about 11 laps. Somewhere around about that region, and it's about 7-6 in the back two.
11
the
laps,
back one for Jam Pancakes. Yeah, who obviously had to pit for another stop. But,
Jesus. Everyone's got, apart from two people, well, one person still running, have got exactly the same tyres on. Age and everything.
So no one has advantage on tyre age then.
Yeah,
it's pretty much all down to the driver skill.
No one has an advantage. Infamous has already fallen around a second behind Tom.
Yep, and he's going to have KG Gamer for company pretty soon as I'm looking on board to see if Tom's able to make a move on Benzilla. No, he is not. And he's going to be too far back, I think, into turn 1 to make a move. Indeed, he is too far back.
So we've got 5 laps to go. Benzilla's been around the 4 or 5 second between the 4 and 5 second window for about 10 laps.
Nice move there by Presto Evans on Eke into the final corner. Goes right around sweeps right around the outside there. Nice move. Oh, and Mike Dillon has clipped the wall in the background, and that's put Key Mirror all over the back of him.
All of these
did look like he put
brushes
in the
walls we're seeing. If you even make one of those brushes with the walls in real life, most likely scenario is that you're gonna bust the rim and probably puncture your tyre. Pancakes is out.
Yeah, he's done in the pits. He got another 5-second stop go as he went into the pits, obviously with wing damage, and he has said that's enough for his race. So that's him done, and we're down to just 13 runners. So the battle between Keen Mirror and Mighty Dylan is for the wooden spoon.
Yellow sector 1, what's that for? Nobody. I don't know what that's there for.
Nope, not able to do
Infamous.
anything on that one.
Ooh, Benzilla, oversteer. Be careful, stunt. You need to stay within that 6-second window. I'll just check if anybody's given themselves any extra penalties.
Yep, I think Kowalski might. I think Kowalski
Nope.
he hasn't picked up any since last time. Benzilla, I think neither has he. I think Top Tom has picked up another one.
Tom's gotten one more.
Yep, so he's in 6
Benzilla
seconds
could
now.
let him past. He was really struggling.
Is he going to do that though?
He's
Because if you think about it, the racing
I think
drivers.
Kowalski knows that he's got to push, but how much? Because if he gets another penalty, then that's it. His race is done.
Indeed so.
I think Top Tom knows his race is done. Benzilla goes very deep indeed. He's extremely close to Sauber now. I think the Sauber will be past him. I don't think there'll be much use fighting it. He does get forced to the outside, although Red Bull still maintains that. Oh, less close, don't squeeze him anymore.
Yep, he's going to have to back out of there. That's an accident waiting to happen if you don't get if you have an incident there. One other person that's been very quiet.
This would be a move. In the wet, I don't think so.
On board with the other battle that's going on down the other straight, we were just on is Sura versus Unicorn, and he hasn't been able to do anything through there. Sura's not had the best of days, unlike with his win last round in Mexico. It's been far from plain sailing for the Haas driver. He doesn't look like he's been comfortable this afternoon in comparison to last round when he looked imperious.
Although one good news for Kowalski, because Top Tom's got that new penalty, he's still going to get a P2 at the end of this, otherwise he would have got a P3. So at the moment, the finishing order will be Benzilla, Kowalski, then Top Tom. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Going to be looking at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, see if anybody else does get any more penalties.
Benzilla's getting better exits than Top Tom off that onto the long
I think
straight.
Benzilla,
from the looks of it.
I think Benzilla's just getting good exits in general. I mean, he even had a compromised line, and he still gained slightly. Oh, Kowalski,
there's another one.
That's your win done,
That's
buddy.
Benzilla's picked up one as well. He picked up one exactly the same time. So it's 12 seconds now for Kowalski and 6 seconds, I think it is, for Benzilla.
So yeah, the situation hasn't changed. Apart from has gotten P2 back, unless he's been given another one and I haven't seen. He has been given another one.
I haven't. Yep.
He's got 6 as well.
Yep.
Actually, no. Wait. What did he already have 2 before?
I think he may have had 2 before.
Okay, so if he gets another warning, he's getting another penalty. So Top Tom's going to have to be most careful of all of them. It stopped raining, so for the last lap or so, this track's going to become quicker than these guys are used to, but also a bit less grippy. Because these wet tyres, they just burn out on the dry surface because they need the wet conditions to cool them down. Oh, he goes for a big dive!
Oh! Well done to Benzilla. See him coming and actually leave a lot of space right there. That could have been dangerous had he not seen that coming. But Top Tom trying his best impression as Sura has managed to get past Urban Unicorn. But let's see if Urban Unicorn can get back at the Haas driver. Sura's going to defend the inside line, heading down towards the Wall of Champions. And at least Urban Unicorn's gone back around the outside again. So Sura made the move stick, and then immediately had all his work undone again.
Yeah, I'm just keeping a close eye on this battle. This is a very tense battle between the top 3 at the moment. Kowalski's he's going to have to take 9/10 in this last lap and not get another penalty to win this race, and that's looking unlikely. Make that the last 2 sectors now, it's going to be 8/10. Top Tom short shifting a lot at the moment. I'm not too sure if he's low on fuel.
He could be just trying to keep rear end grip and not let the rear end slide.
I don't think he's going to have
time.
I don't think he's going to have another move. Benzilla is around 8/10 up the road now. Benzilla is around 6/10 away from his win being taken away. Now 5/10.
I think he's got it though.
If he keeps it to this last chicane, he's going to get it.
5.5. The gap's not enough. He's not going to do it.
Kowalski goes through the last chicane. He crosses the line. So what's Benzilla going to do? It's 5.5. I think he's going to do it. He is.
He has.
Top Tom is
by
going
4
to be
tenths.
P3.
Oh, he's third by 1/10.
Benzilla, your winner.
And Unicorn, nope. Sarah beats Unicorn on penalties.
Are we going to see a last lap change of position between Key Mirror and Mighty Dylan? Key Mirror defends the outside, Mighty Dylan goes down the inside, he breaks late enough, he forces. I think he gives that position back. He gives that position back. He knew.
Oh, what?
He knew. Oh, Key Mirror. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Two sportsmen.
And Mighty Dylan got P12 anyway. And Key Mirror gets the final place as we head to the podium. So, congratulations to the top three. Benzilla managing to get less penalties than Kowalski. Kowalski will be kicking himself for getting so many penalties early on and just ruining his chances of winning the race. And Top Tom kept Benzilla honest, but he finished second just by 1/10, 2/10 of a second. Well, interesting race. Not to mention least the weather.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it was
I'll
wet
run you
to
through.
dry and then wet again.
Yep. So run throughs. Everyone had penalties. Benzilla wins the race in the Red Bull from Kowalski. Top Tom takes the final podium spot. Then it is Tom 123, KG Gamer, great drive actually, him and Tom from 13th and 15th on the grid. Sarah finishes P6 after what happened to him. Now I think that he'll take that result. Urban Unicorn in P7, Infamous in P8. He'll be angry I think with that performance considering what happened. Tom Battlers in P9 and Prestovins takes the final point. Just outside the points, it was Eke, Mighty Dylan, and Key Mirror was the final finisher, with Killer Snipes retiring from the race, Jam Pancakes, Price Tag, and Noel also retiring.
Yeah, it was quite an odd race, but it was quite a good race. I think everybody got a penalty in the end who finished. So, yeah, your theory of it being penalty-heavy circuit came true, it looks like.
Indeed. It was all going to be down to who didn't get as many penalties. But anyway, we'll have a look. I'm trying to remember where we are next on the calendar. If bear with 1 second, we can go and have a look. Because I think I still have the calendar saved somewhere. And then we will end off the stream, I think. We are at the Cathedral of Speed next.
Monza.
From Monza.
Monza.
Yeah, that should be an interesting race. Very much a case of a lot of long straights, but some very big braking zones and very big curbs that you want to avoid. But that's what you got to look forward to next round. And the home of the Tifosi, so hopefully Ferrari will want to do well for that one. But anyway, on that basis, we will end the stream. And thank you everyone for watching. And we will see you in Monza in about a week to 2 weeks' time.